and then we're
It's just a knit stitch. I'm slipping one and knitting one. I'm making a sock right now, and so this is, I'm ribbing the heel.
how do you know when you have gone far enough to get to the end of the heel and move?
This will be a man sock, so about 3 inches.
Okay.
I've made like a million socks, so at some point I'll need to look at the pattern when it's time to turn the heel, but right now I have it muscle memoried in there.
And so when you make this decision to move from here to here, because how does that blend? Because that just, it looks like it's a,
It's, see the yarn, it's magic yarn. I don't have to do anything.
it knows to be white there?
This is specifically sock yarn, so it's made to do this, this magic.
Wow,
Do you do any crafting?
none.
Yes.
God, how beautiful.
Thank you.
We have the speaker on in here.
Yeah, we were getting reverb, and there's no reverb on that system. But it was
There we
happening.
go.
No, it's there.
Oh, it's on the TV?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is.
And there it is.
This is yours. It's fresh, never touched.
Thank you. You just touched it.
I know, but I did.
No, I know. I'm teasing.
You're right. And
And do you, where does this broadcast? SoundCloud or Stitch Lab or, I'm not Stitch Lab, excuse me, Stitcher or,
yeah, I'm right now. It's on our own TV and YouTube channel, and it's on our own internet, reasonably-spontaneous-conversation.com. Now, that's our next step, is where we're going, the different places that we're going with it.
oh, cool. I love that podcasts have really taken off because it seems almost like it wouldn't, given all the visual opportunities now that people have. We can make movies with our phones and stuff.
Exactly.
To me, it calls back to like old-timey radio. I've been a radio fanatic since I was a very small child. And I feel like this is an extension of that. I was talking to Hawk Mendenhall one time who was saying, radio is going to kind of fall by the wayside, because we have Spotify and whatnot. But nonetheless, to me, podcasts are, well, I listened recently to a Malcolm Gladwell podcast where he was interviewing, Randy Newman about the Dick Cavett show. Did you hear that episode?
No, I didn't.
Randy Newman wrote this amazing song, and it's a song about racism. But of course, the people that he was making fun of or taking down,
Short
they
people.
not that one. It was I can't remember the name of it. But the chorus is a racist anthem, like we're rednecks or something like that. But of course, when he would play it, it was ironic, or the irony was lost on them. So it became a meta level of irony where they would sing out like they felt like he was paying tribute to them. And the whole song sprung up out of this episode of the Dick Cavett show where Dick Cavett was interviewing a woman who was a roach expert, followed by a former governor, I think of Alabama maybe, who was extremely racist, and a famous black athlete. And like it was just pure mayhem, the whole thing. But also what I loved about it is that both the Dick Cavett show episode itself would have these extended conversations. It wasn't like soundbitey. It doesn't underestimate the audience.
Exactly.
We have the power to listen, hear stories, and have long conversations.
Yep.
And then also Malcolm Gladwell's take on it is itself, maybe a 30 or 40-minute long or even longer piece about it. So
Exactly.
it's wonderful.
I love it. I love it because I have my own. I love story,
Me too.
and this it's an extraordinary time for human beings, in my intuition and my experience, that we're going. I mean, how would we know if we were going through, like, however it was when we went from the chimpanzee bonobo that impelled into the hominid, that impelled into the, all right, so there was some kind of an imperative, some type of an imperative that was moving forward, and it feels like that's what's happening, that we're in a stage of, we're in that evolutionary pop in our consciousness.
We are. Yes, we are. And it's a very chaotic time. I mean, it's not a coincidence. Exactly. It's related.
Yeah, that's a feature, not a bug.
Exactly. It's a feature, not a bug. Exactly. That was so eloquently put.
And out of this cosmic soup that we're of consciousness, there are things emerging, and I see it. I go into a store and I look into the eyes of these children who are going around in the carts, and I look at it and I go, yes, it's all going to be okay.
And that's a really important message. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love it. I was looking at your son's, at the Coates.
Yeah. He's an amazing poet.
That he wrote, yes, and looking at his reading the interview and having his just, how do you pronounce his last name?
Mowgli.
Mowgli.
It's his middle name, but he dropped my last name, so it's Mowgli, like in the Jungle
Love
Book.
it.
I actually have his poetry tattooed on. Sometimes I'll come up with a new piece and I'll run out and get it tattooed onto myself.
This is Francis.
Yes, and it says, "Let me be frank." It's a tribute to, I was raised Catholic and I strongly rejected that. But as part of recovery, the prayer of St. Francis is a big part of recovery. And, it's a little joke, "Let me be frank," Frank. And then this cardinal is in memory of my friend Jason. That's the terribly handsome man. And the mockingbird is in memory of Bob. They have a long story. Everything has a long story. It's all one long story.
Life, it's all one long story. It is. Yeah, I was probably at the beginning, and Donna, I have my Bluetooth on. I'll answer your phone. I'll answer my phone. My hearing aid has Bluetooth, and we can, when it works correctly, we can. Donna can communicate with me so that we can know when we're rolling and when we're not. But this is. So anyway, so what? Yeah, this is going to be 2 parts. We'll do the first part, take a short break, come back and just continue part. I'm going to introduce them separately, so we don't have to go through. I don't have to sit down and go through an introduction.
Okay.
As to who you.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You are.
And we're going to do about 45, 50 minutes.
30 minutes,
okay.
30, 35 minutes, and then we'll take a break and then do 30, 35 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Well, I'll do that. If I have my 4th edition of the Big Book in case we get anything that we want to.
Have I run into you in the rooms before?
No.
Okay.
No, most of my place is through OA. I don't know if you're familiar with OA, but
is that Overeaters?
Yeah. And so that was my metaphor. But my mother sister, both alcoholics and dead by the disease and be part. I mean, it runs. I swear to God, if alcohol did it for me, I have no more than no more ability to think that I have any control. I would do it. It just happens to be my body chemistry doesn't do the same thing for me. I have no illusions about that. I would certainly have gone that direction if it did it for me.
Yep. Yes, I'm glad I never did cocaine.
Yeah.
I think somewhere in my brain knew that I would be dead instantly.
Almost ready. Just need to move this camera a little bit. It's getting your hands a lot.
Okay, good. Thanks. I'll put the phone down as soon as you call me.
Okay. Just need to. I think that's good. Okay.
Do you know Katie and Charlie?
Who are Kitty and Charlie?
They have a Tuesday night big AA group that they're
I am all Bolden all the time. Well, that's not true. I go to ACA at Westlake, which is Adult Children of Alcoholics and Dysfunctional.
That's how I entered. That's how I entered the 12-step. It's through ACA. We used to call it ACOA, but
Well, they still have ACOA, but ACA is a very so AC. I think that there's this. I think there's a difference between the two. I'm not entirely sure how.
but
it works.
that was my entrance into even understanding anything about the 12-step movement was through ACA,
Well, it's the most amazing work I've ever done.
isn't it?
It's hard work.
Hard soul work.
Yes, and I'm grateful for it, and it makes me cry.
Yep. Yeah, it's me too. And part of what I'm doing here on the planet this time is my mother died in 1973. People still talk about her and her acting ability. She was this amazing storyteller, extraordinary. So I have kind of a Judy Garland, like a Liza Minnelli complex, you know, is because how do you follow, how do you follow someone who is that big and that extraordinary and so I've had that